Hello and welcome to the video lecture on sequential file organization. The sequential file organization is the most basic type of file organization. It's probably how I imagine this is how everything started. Essentially what happens is records are inserted as they are put in, right? So every time I want to enter in a new record, it simply gets appended to the bottom. And that's if it's not sorted. And again, I'm going to start at the most basic. So the most basic would be a not sorted, an unsorted sequential file. So what happens is I've set up my file on disk, right? I've made the operating system know that this file exists. It's in a table space associated with users. I've created, say, in this case, a Teams table. And what's going to happen is I'm going to start, and again, for simplicity purposes, this is a file made up of one field, right? So this is just the names of my teams. So as we go through, I start entering data. So as I enter in a new record, it just gets appended to the bottom, right? If it's sorted, as you see it is now, what would happen is I would have to slip in. So for instance, if Flyers was the new team that I wanted to add to my table, if it was not sorted, I would just pop it onto the bottom and I'd be done. If it's a sorted file, what needs to happen is I need to insert Flyers into its proper location in the file, which in this case is after Devils, and I would have to take all of the other records and move them down, which is a fairly time consuming. So you can see how the amount of time when it comes to data entry, how that could affect the performance as far as data entry goes, and the maintenance associated with that. So that's data entry. So the other end of the file organization is how it affects performance as far as getting data out. So if I'm looking for a particular record, so if I'm looking for Flyers, if it's sorted, I will scan through it from the start of the file. Right? I'm just going to scan through and find Flyers. I'm going to start with Aces. Nope, it's not Aces, not Boilermakers, not Devils. Oop, there's Flyers. There's the record that I need, and I move on. If it's not sorted, right? So if it's sorted, I can get to my records faster because I know the order that they're in. If it's not sorted, that means every time I go looking for something, the average time to find the desired record is the number of records divided by 2, n over 2. So that means every time I could find it quick, right? If it's not sorted and I'm looking for Aces, boom, I find Aces right away. If I'm looking for Seminoles, I've got to scan through almost the entire table to get to Seminoles because I don't know where it is. Or I have to scan the whole table, and it depends. This might be, in this case, these are primary key values, but maybe they're not. You know, maybe they're duplicated, so now I have to find every instance of Seminoles, and then I'm going to have to scan through the entire table, and that's known as a full table scan, which is the worst thing that we could have happen. If I want to go looking for something, I have to look through an entire table, which is known as a full table scan. That's the worst case scenario. So that is the end of the sequential file organization video lecture.